coming on to do this quick card with you. Now I've gone ahead and done most of the groundwork so that I don't take up too much of your time. Just get all my bits and bobs out the way. Now it is a thick aperture card. It's to resemble a book once it's put together. Okay, and on the inside it is going to have quite a bit of dimension. So to start off with, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 6.5 by 9 3/4. Okay, you're going to score it at 4.5 and 5 1/4. Okay, so that gives you your spine. Okay, you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock cut at 6.5 by 4.5, and you're going to score it every 1/2 inch and burnish it. Okay, so it gives you like that once you've scored it and burnished it. Okay, and you're going to do the same again with another 2 pieces cut at 4.5 by 4, and you're going to score it again at every 1/2 inch, and that will give you the same mountain valley, mountain valley, mountain valley fold. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take them 2 pieces. Okay, let me just work this out. Take the 2 pieces and you're going to slot them into each other. Okay, so we've took our 2 pieces and we've slotted them into each other. Can you see that? Now the only part of this that you are going to glue is the back piece here. I'll just show you with the glue. Get me glue. Okay, you're going to lift this back flap and you're just going to put a dab of glue in there and you're going to hold it till it takes. Okay, and then you're going to lift this top part and you're going to put glue on it, and you're going to hold it until that glue grabs, and that is the only 2 places on this whole frame. Well, you're going to do it on every corner, but just the top piece and the bottom piece. Okay, don't go gluing in between because we want them free. So that is what your corner will look like once you have glued it, and you're going to do that with all 4 strips. Okay, until you get a frame that looks something like that. Okay, but you only glue the back and the front of the corners, nothing else. Okay, so then your card itself, you are going to want to cut out of the front of the card. So this is our 6.5 by 9 3/4. Okay, so you're going to come in at, is it, get your ruler out, Mel. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 16ths. okay, all the way around, so it gives us this frame, okay. And you're going to cut that out of the front of your card base. And then what you're going to do is, once you've made your frame, your accordion frame, you're going to stick that to the front of your card, okay, and that will give you that, okay, and you have all that dimension inside as well, and you will see that as I start adding my layers. Now you also need a back panel, okay, and you need that cut at 4.5 by 6.5, and that's just your back panel, okay, 4.5 by 6.5. And what that's going to do is, that is going to cover all the workings in there. Then we will stick our spine down, and that will become the inside of your card, okay. The sun's just gone in. So I'm going to stamp on this first before I attach it to my card, and I'm using Beautiful Blizzard, and I'm going to use the two robins out of the Feathers and Frost, okay. So out of the Beautiful Blizzard I am using the snowflakes. Let me just make sure they're stuck, because they get well used. Now I want to keep my card where it's red, silver and white as much as possible, so I'm going to do my snowflakes in the smoky slate. If you have silver, you do silver. Or any colour you wish. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. It's personal choice. Just keep turning your block. I want these all over, so I'm just going around my paper. This bottom part actually will be covered up, but again, personal choice. And it helps if you stamp off the page a bit. It doesn't look as uniform then. Everything I'm touching at the minute is just covered in glitter. Okay, so there's my background now. I'll clean that up in a minute. Now, I've also cut out, hang on, that's me ribbon. Got that many bits and bobs. I've also cut out just 3 triangle trees, if you like. Well, they will be our trees. Okay, so again, I use that one as a template, but just squish it back. So again, I'm going to carry on using the smoky slate, and I'm using this little flourish. Okay, and I also want to use the dots as well, which is this. Okay, now I'm going to do one using the smoky slate and two using, where's my real red? Two using my real red. So I'm going to use the smoky slate for the swirls. And again, I'm going to be just random stamps all over. It doesn't have to be perfect. Not by any stretch of the imagination. When does Mel ever do anything perfect? Mind you, there's no such thing as perfect anyway. It's all a taboo. Okay, so that's one of my trees, and then I'm going to bring the other two in. As I say, I'm going to try and stick with that colourway. So I can put my smoky slate away, well for now anyway, so I'll just pop it in there for a minute and take that stamp off, pop it on there and bring in my dots. Okay, and I'm going to use my real red and again I'm just going to randomly dot. There's an idiot on the beach with a scrambler. That's what you're hearing. He just does it to annoy my happiness. That's what I say anyway. Okay. I can do away with my real red now, because I won't be using that again, because as you know I don't really like stamping sentiments or anything in my real red. Okay, so they're my trees. Now I need a piece of scrap, which I obviously brought that in, or that one maybe. I need a sponge and, or have I got me one? Hang on, let me see. I'm just gonna, no, there's nothing on there. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Just gonna wet the end of this dauber with some of our shimmer paint mix. That's better. And all I'm going to be using this for is the barks, the little stumps of my tree. And they'll be all sparkly now. and so is Mel's hands. So I'm just going to cut this into little stumps. You don't need them too big. Oops. Okay, so I can get rid of that piece of scrap now. Leave them all up there to dry. Okay, so I freehand cut some waves, if you like. So I just freehand cut them, and these are going to be our layers. If I can just show you. They are going to go into each of those little slots, and as you can see I've cut mine a bit long, but I'm not panicking because I can always cut it off. They're going to go in that slot because they're going to give us our dimension. Okay, so that should slot in nicely now. Yeah. Okay. Then my second one is going to go in that second slot. And I might cut that a bit more down so we can see that one there. So if I come in and go right the way down, put that in my second slot. Okay, so we can see now that our base is starting to take place. Obviously Mel was out of view, so you couldn't see nothing as per usual. So I want this one in that slot. Okay, and we're going to have to cut that down. And that will just slide in there nicely. So that has given us, I don't know whether the camera can see it, can you see the dimension on there? So that's given us that dimension. Now what I'm going to do is take them all out again, true Mel style. Okay, and these are going to get a spray with our shimmer. Just move them out the road. So with our shimmer paint, I'll have to make up another batch, I think. I'm just gonna spray all over. And I don't know whether the camera's picking that up, but they are all sparkly. Okay, so firstly I'm going to glue my back while they dry off a little bit. I am going to glue the back of my card. After I make a mess. And I'm just going to put my glue all over the back of the frame. Okay, and I'm going to add back of my card, making sure it's all squared up and pressing down. Okay, now you need to bring in, I wouldn't use wet glue for this, I would actually use your red line tape. And you just want to go up to that score line on your card base. Don't go over it, just up to. Okay. Come on. Everything's sparkling now because of that glimmer mist. Okay, I'm just burnishing that so I can pick it off easily. And then you're going to lift your card up and bring it over. Okay. Make sure you square it up. Okay, so this is the front of our card now, so I can go ahead now, I would think, and I can put glue onto my strips and add my strips of my fake snow. And as I say, we're going to go the first gap you can bend it, it doesn't harm it in any way. Why are you sticking onto the back? Okay, so that'll just stick nicely. Oops, and I forgot you put a spine in. Always put your glue on the sides, nowhere else, because that's what's going to glue into your frame, just the sides. Okay, is this? So we put that one in that one, and in the second one on this side. That's it. Okay, and our third piece, again just the glue on the edges. And that's going to go under that first slot. Under the first slot. There's always one, isn't there? Hopefully now you can see that dimension a bit better. Okay, so hopefully you can see the dimension in there. Now we're going to stick our little tree stumps to our trees. I didn't want to spray them because I don't know whether spraying them would make the ink run. So I'm just going to get my glue dots, and I'm just going to put a glue dot on the bottom, sort of central in each one of my trees. And we're just going to take our little tree stumps and glue that on. Okay, all I'm doing is put a glue dot on the back and gluing our tree stumps on. Okay, so there's my 3 trees. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to put dimensionals on the back of these trees at the top. Well, on the back of, what one's that? A spotty one. Okay, now this one is going to take 2 dimensionals. No, it's not this one. Disregard 1 dimensional and you glue. Okay, and we're going to stick this on our first snow mound. Okay, then our second one, it is going to take 2 dimensionals on this one to build it up a bit. Okay, and I'll glue again at the bottom. Okay, and now our third one again is going to take 2 dimensionals in depth, could even be 3. Because we're going from this top layer to this back layer. Okay. So our dimensionals I'll glue just on the bottom. Yeah, it takes 3 for that one. Okay. Now our frame, glue dots don't even want to stay there. I'm going to live life dangerously. And I am going to stamp that lovely flourish around our frame. And I am going to do it again in the smoky slate. You do you. You don't have to copy. And you don't need that much pressure. I'm not even worried if it doesn't stamp properly. It'll just make it look aged a bit. We can get that one again. There we go. Okay, so what's everyone been up to? I've been up to nothing, no shenanigans to tell you about. Absolutely zilch, not been over the door. Oh, didn't get that very good, did I? Oh well. Okay, so the frame of ours is done now. I need the smoky slate again for when I do my sentiment. Okay, so this, what you've been looking at. Let me just get rid of this other ink. I don't need it. This funny shape that I know you've been looking at and you're thinking, what in the world is a bow. Right, I did have a piece of, let me just find me piece of silver. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to put it together. If you want to template it, screenshot that. Okay, if you want to get yourself a template, or if you do want a template, I can put it over on my blog post that I really don't use anymore. But otherwise, screenshot it, print it out and cut it out. Okay, so to put this bow together, you're going to need your bone folder. Okay, and what you're going to do is take one side, give it a curl, turn it round and give it a curl. Okay, so then on this end and this end, excuse me, you're going to put a glue dot. Okay, so we're going to put a glue dot right on the very tip. Oops. And wants to stick to my nail, and a glue dot on the tip, the very tip of this one. Okay, so now what you're going to do is, the way it's curling, you're going to go to that side with that one. Okay, so you have that little bit of a gap, and because this one is curling up the way, you go to that side. Okay, so that gives you that shape. And this piece, you just stick a glue dot in the middle and add it to the centre. So you take another glue dot, or maybe two, and you're just going to stick it in the middle. Okay, and of course stick it to the paper underneath. So that is more or less your bow, but I'm going to put a piece of silver strip, silver glitter strip around the centre, just to keep in with my colours. And I'm just going to use a couple of glue dots just for speed. All I'm doing is sticking my glue dots on, honestly. Before anyone moans, you were out of shot, couldn't see what you were doing. Okay, stick that side down and stick that side down. Now this card is one of them cards you are going to have to hand deliver, and I will be So I don't know whether to have that there or up there. That'll do. A couple more glue dots. So I'll be making a box for this, definitely. Just going to open that up and give it a squish. Okay, now we need our greeting, whatever we want to say. I'm keeping these all out because I know they need cleaned then. Oh, I haven't put my robins on yet either. I'll take all these off there because I need this. Season's greetings. I did bring in some scrap card. Just inking that up. Going to put it somewhat in the middle. Okay. And I'm going to punch it out, hoping that it fits. Just about. Seasons, no it's not. It's taking the S off. Let me think. Whoops. It's not going to work either. So we'll have to compromise. Mel can't cut straight line to save a life. That's all I'm doing with it. I'm not cutting any more off. I'm going to come in with the green. Again. Just to edge that. Oh my God, we're on 44 minutes. Why didn't someone tell me? So I want to edge this in red. some glue on. Get it sort of central. Bring our bone folder back in, give it a little shape. Dimensionals, dimensionals. Where are you? So there you go, ladies. There is our book greeting card. I hope you give it a go. As I say, you do the accordion fold and you just glue the top flap and the bottom flap. You leave the rest free because they will become your slots on the inside to put your dimension. There it is standing up. Don't know whether you can catch all that dimension in there. And there you go. I will be putting Wink Stella on and sparklies, but I don't want to drag the video on too long. So I hope you give that a go. Take care, and I shall speak to you all soon. Bye.